What's good? We're live. About to get started here. What's good? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Gold going crazy. Yeah, the water. Gold going crazy. When it was pushing up, I caught some buys. Saw the news. I don't know if you guys saw the news earlier, some hours ago. Gold going crazy. As it was pushing up, I was like, it can't just keep going. It can't leave here so fast. Makes sense. Big drop coming. I was gonna say, if it keeps going up, like it just dumped. I was gonna say, if it just keeps going up, wait for structure to form and for a dump to happen. Like before I got on, I was gonna say, like as it was going up, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get on and tell them like, watch it, just let it go up more. Let it make like some structures and then dump through those and then possibly find a buy. It's come like it couldn't just it couldn't leave just here so extensively. So it's only Monday. Big dip. Maybe depends on how you're looking at this. It might be a buy the dip scenario. It's 10 o'clock at night. You could even try to see where this thing is trading at in London session, closer to London session. We're still above 2,900. I know I was on earlier today in the afternoon. Talked a little bit about gold today. Like 7 hours ago. We were live. We talked about how it's above 2,900. It could maybe stay above that price. Still overall above 2,900. So, you know, it could maybe hold still above 2,900. It doesn't have to go back all the way to 2,900. Right now it's testing like, you see it came down all the way to like 2905. It's 2910. Previous structure. It literally came all the way back to this. Might be a buy the dip scenario. If it's, you know, could still try to maintain above 2,900. A lot of demand, you know, you got a lot of news going on. Some hours ago, Trump signed the thing for the metal and aluminum. That was some news this morning. There was news this morning. But then some hours ago, it was live. It might even still be live talking about it and such. So like gold, you might be looking at the gold chart like this thing's just going up. It doesn't stop. What's going on with the chart? Like every week, every other week, every other day you look at it, it's higher. It's normal. Like with how price is moving. I was talking about this afternoon. Like how it's just been going up. It's pretty normal with like everything going on in the world. So you can watch. I might get in a buy here, to be honest, to buy the dip. I got out like good timing. I'm happy I got out. I think I'm gonna get in a buy on gold. right now. My MT5 account, I made 4 Gs just before this on the buys. Look at this. I got out. I got out early, but early was on time in this case. Some I didn't get out early, but got some different entries. Happy I got out. Happy I got out. Some entries I was like, I could have held a little longer, but happy I didn't. Yeah, like I like buys right now for this like dip, personally. Maybe it holds, like maybe a buy the dip situation on gold here. London. Yeah, here I'll show you one more time. Yeah, I caught some buys up. Some of those lower ones like got at 29.30 and then this thing just ran. I think this is a buy the dip scenario because it's still Monday. It's early in the week. We've seen every week it go up until Thursday. I like buys for gold. You could try to anticipate maybe lower prices. Like for now, try to see like right now 29.10. See previous resistance here. I wouldn't be so worried even if it trades back to 29.15 or 29.10. Could still be trying to set up for a bigger move. You have like the lows down here. Support back here at 2900, ran up. So it's pretty. I would have, even if this went higher, I would have expected the same move to come later if it just kept trading higher, because how it left from here, it's like how the price left from here. It's like it can only go up so much before they retrace it, sell it, buy the dip. If we look at the chart, mark some key levels out, like 2900 stands out to me. We talked about that this afternoon. It's kind of we're above that, so say there could be demand still resting above there if we manage to stay above 2900. London session's in a few hours. That's my only question, if prices maybe finding entries for London session as well, like lower entries. You have 29.10 here, completely retraced right back pretty much into like the sideways range that we were making. And then coming into market open Sydney Tokyo hours, this thing just started running up, pulling back almost inside back of here, right? Back inside of this range. Right. So potential maybe setup loading, maybe even for London, like this. We're at 10 p.m. right now. It could just rip up. Like this might be a buy the dip scenario. It came up fast. It got triggered because of this. If you're wondering like why it went up so fast, like in the past few hours, you might have seen I posted this 6:42 p.m. So some hours ago, almost 4 hours ago. So that was news this morning, but he signed the order tonight. It was live. You could see like when I posted it, it was still actually live, like live 51 minutes ago, live 30 minutes ago. So I saw that. And you can see like how that triggered price up. And then a quick sell-off down. Now that this is signed, it's like how does London treat it, or even how does the market treat it tomorrow as well. Tomorrow for New York session. So this is some ongoing stuff right now with trade wars. So it's pretty volatile environment for the markets. If this is your first year trading, if this is your first year trading ever, like you never traded before COVID, or you never traded during the COVID years, it's definitely interesting environment to be getting into the market in. You've got to take that into consideration. So you always grow. You always grow over time, right? The goal is the long game. There's going to be a lot of volatility under the Trump market. 4 years of Donald Trump. He tweets a lot. He's very open with how he speaks and how he tweets on the internet. So and with those factors right there, just that, a lot of that's going to lead to volatility. Days where he talks, days where he speaks, or days where he even just tweets something. Market may, I like to use the term, digest it a certain way, react to it a certain way. But that's where you're getting, like, that's where you get volatility, like, volatility, volume, like you literally seen in the last couple of hours on gold. Maybe some other markets. I mainly just look at gold, to be honest. Not always looking at currency pairs. Maybe sometimes I'll skim through them on the weekly, daily charts, but when you really know gold and you really understand gold, you don't really need to look at anything else. It moves a lot. Like your week could get made in 2 days with gold. You don't need to always push things when learning about it, understanding it, because the key is understanding it. Because obviously it fits into a different category of a currency pair, but when it comes down to like practical strategies and technical analysis, how I started was trading currency pairs and using, simple things like that on them. Like what I learned on the currency pairs, and then I went to gold, but it's like the same stuff people learn on different markets, like currency pairs, can apply to gold. I'm treating this, depends on how you're treating it. I like to say, you might hear me say that on sessions too, with even like crypto. You might hear me say, like, it depends on how you're treating it. If it's like a buy the dips, and if you treat things in a certain manner, like if you're a Bitcoin trader, you might look at every big drop like a buy the dip scenario. Like every time it does something like this, you might, if you're a Bitcoin guy or girl, you might look at every time it does a dump, maybe like a big move really quickly, like, oh, this is a potential buy the dip scenario, right? You might get used to seeing certain things like that on Bitcoin if there's big moves. Maybe it's a buy the dip, even if it's like not long, like it's just like when it dumps, people buy it shortly after. Not that it has to go up forever after, but when it dips off, when it sells off, when there's a large sell-off, people do tend to buy it, right? It doesn't mean it's gonna go up forever, but in terms of like strategy, that could be like a location place. Like, okay, it's dip, maybe I can catch a trade here. Okay, it's dip, maybe I can catch a trade here. Okay, it's dip, maybe I can catch a trade here, right? Like, that's what the market will do a lot of times when you see it. If it does that 100 times, it dips 100 times, a lot of those scenarios might be the right time, environment, situation to catch that buy the dip situation. So this could be that, especially if we just like hold the structure. I mean, it's been in an uptrend. You might get some buys here in the next hours, maybe even going into London. Had a pretty strong quick reaction there. I think as long as we stay above like 2900 or 2910, it should push back up, have some retracement. Yeah, I got in at like 2916 when I think I said it like not some minutes ago. I mean, I'm looking at the chart, like even on the 1 hour, still following like more upside. Like you saw this move coming into the week, traded up. If it doesn't stay above like 2910, 2900 at the lowest, then I would like invalidate it, like. But still, like, I think the market we're in, this, like, I don't always look at just one single thing as like, I don't just look at always, like, it depends on how it is and where it is, but not just looking at like this right now as like, oh, the trend is over. I don't think that's enough evidence to say the trend is completely over, because the market is pushing up because of this, right? That's the trend right there. The trend is technical, or it's a fundamental. It's a bigger picture of a trend right now of like trade wars, safe haven, gold, safe haven asset. It's always been a safe haven, right? Asset. So like the trend you're seeing is like, you know, wars, global conflict, now trade wars. So we've already seen it go up because of wars in the past 2 years, couple of years. COVID went up a lot because of COVID too. COVID sparked a lot of demand, and then for gold, you know, situations after. Now this. Oh. Keep an eye on it. Keep a little eye on it. Maybe a little pip and dip. Maybe a little pip and dip. I don't know, like most of my buys, it's like, damn, I should have held. Like I've been holding some of my, like I held pretty good on the trades I took today. Like I bet some of you guys feel the same. It's experience. Like so I was gonna do this earlier, but I didn't. Like if you look at, like there could be months. Like if we look at, like January was a full bullish month, up into February, the entire month was pretty much bullish. I didn't trade in December. I didn't really trade much during elections, after elections, because I knew the market was going to be weird. I didn't want to trade. I knew it was going to be maybe unpredictable volatility. So I didn't do much trading personally all December on gold. And like end of November, like when pretty much when elections happened, like after elections, I pretty much didn't trade gold until like first week of January. Because for me, and I've talked about this. For me, like I've been in election market. It's a month of chaos and volatility. Who knows what to expect, right? So it's not a month you force. But like if you go back on the chart, there's months that will, I've done these types of trainings before. I've probably done this live here on some of the streams. Like if you look at some months, there'll be months where it's just continuous direction. If you go month by month, some months are going to be more bullish, some months might be more bearish. There could be maybe months that have more of a trend to it. So you can see for the last 2 months we've been in that. If you study the year and years, and you'll experience this, you're experiencing it right now. You're in one of those months where there's trending and demand. Gold will have months like that, right? Where it will just trend the entire month. Where it will just pretty much like trend the entire month, more one side. It could be bullish or bearish in cases too. Like it doesn't have to be bullish, but it can have trending force in months, right? Where it swings. Like we've been experiencing that. It's pushing up right now a little bit. Might set up for London, maybe. Ooh, thank you. Good day. Yeah, like when I saw this, I was like, this maybe I'll buy the dip scenario, because like when you're up here, if you're up here, how are you, like what's your buy setup up here, right? What's your buy setup up here when price is pushing up? Here we go. Let's go. I gotta close some entries. I got I put a few entries. I want to leave some small ones and try to swing it. I want to leave the little guys. Get as much rinse out. Yeah, there we go. Told you, I said I was buying. Said get like 29.16. It could be a pip and dip, or it's a buy the dip scenario and they just run it back up. Like when my mindset, I was literally laying in bed like, watching my profit go up, and I'm like, like how do you, now how do you buy? Like this is obviously something. This has sparked this, right? So how do you buy from up here? There's no buy setup. You're gonna be chasing a high, right? So my mindset, I said it not too long ago. I was like, okay. I was like, when it was up here, I was like, it's probably just gonna keep going up, make structure, and then make some support, and then wipe everyone out, right? But now they just punched it down, boom, buy the dip scenario. Nice, nice, nice. Let me check chat. Anybody catch it? Pip and dip, pip and dip, pip and dip. Anyone? Pip and dip. Anyone? 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 I'd still be looking for, not at this price personally. Maybe like where it was a bit ago. Anyone? 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 Hope so. Obviously Skids is in. Smith. We got Evan Smith. We got two Evans. Let's buy the dip. They're buying the dip. Cause maybe, who knows? Is gold going to 3,000 an ounce? That would be. Like, is gold gonna 3,000? You got like. I mean, London's in a couple hours. I'm wondering, does London find like a lower price? Like, London try to, find like a little pullback in London? That was a pretty big dip. How many pips was that? Hopefully some of you guys caught that. I did say I do like buys. That was a $37 move. I closed. I'll show you. Still have some little guys, but now I'm up on the day. That was good. Good day. Made like another $500-600 there. I was scaling in on that dip before the session. I was like, oh my gosh. If you 5 G's on the day, look at my account size. I put 3 G's in this account. Look what it's at. I put 3K in this. I made about 4,800 today. In 6 hours. I'll show you all symbols. There, I put like 2,900 actually. I'll show you. Just from buys. Just under 3K. $2,991. Flip and dip. That's a flip and dip right there. That's literally a flip and dip. I could look at the time, like, or I could just like chill, try to go for the next. Try to take it to like 10, 12. I would have to wait. I gotta be patient for a good entry, good setup, good dip. Like that would have like I didn't see it happen right when it was happening. I was like, oh my gosh, like I didn't see price dipping. I saw it like when it was here, and I was like, oh my gosh, right before I got on. I could look at the time it took. It only took like a little bit of time, so flip and dip would be like, boom, paid myself for the day. Or the week even, that's 4,800. That's an alright week. And the amount, if I want to say the amount of time I did it in, it's like, okay, I only had to do it in X amount of time, spent one day on the market, if that's how I wanted to do my week. If I was like, okay, that was one day for the week, Or I could really pace myself out now and say I got this profit now that I could risk for the next trade. I could look for the next trade and say now I got this profit that I could risk on the next trade, try to scale it up. Let's move it up a little bit more. Just trying to and a little squeeze. It took a dookie, like I was at 11K for a minute, then it, oh man. How far could it go up? Well, like it has this big candle, it's kind of like rebalanced. See this big dump? It's trying to rebalance some of that. We're in an uptrend on gold. Like still look at the chart, like as long, like, so scenarios, it could just keep going up, right? Or it could consolidate, have one more leg down, and still like find buys lower, right? It could chill, like it could maybe go sideways. This low, it could take it out, but it would just, think about it. Like it would be just a much bigger dip, like we've been seeing kind of on the 4 hour in the last few weeks. If you go on like the 4 hour or over the last month, if you go on like the 4 hour chart and you look at gold, every time it's dipped, and the timing of these is just super interesting, right? The timing of these are all really relevant in terms of when the sells happen, when the buy the dips are. It's still Monday. Maybe it's still Monday, right? Who's been on since shit every session? I've talked about this every session. So if you've been on one session, you had to hear me talk about this. Oh, she's... Oh. Oh. Come on. Just trying to push. People. Someone's at work. Yeah, everyone's complaining about Trump. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be... Might be painful for a bit. Hopefully, once the pain's done, it's a better triumph, but I don't know. Canada, I don't know. Canada, I don't know if that's a battle. It might be a costly battle for Canada. US, I think it's a battle US can afford more than Canada. Every dip has been a buy the dip scenario, and usually they've bought it on Monday. Like Mondays have been sort of the days. I'm in profit. Could have ran. If I was on a little bit earlier on the charts yesterday or like today, I probably would have been up like 10. Like I would have had a banger week by now. Your week, if you're on it and you know what's happening, like you're like, yo, this has to be a buy. You're in the right trend. You're going with the trend. So for those, I said something at the not too long ago. I was like, if this is your first year trading. So for example, I said for some of you guys, if this is your first year trading, it could be really volatile. Ooh. Come on. Come on. Got some little guys still. So your first year trading, you know, you're entering an environment where there's been wars going on. We got these trade war stuff, things going on, right? All this news coming up, all these headlines every week, right? Impacting the market. Market has to digest it a lot. So with volatility, like if you're in the direction of the trend, you could really hold, there's volatility in the trend, right? Because like if you look at gold, it's been just going up, right? Most of its trend is the upside, right? That's where a lot of the volatility is pushing. The sells are fast down. They're pretty much like buy the dip scenarios. For new traders, you want to like identify a trend. Like for new traders entering the market this year, you know, you want to really try to go with the flow. You want to be confident in saying, okay, what's the current state of the market? I like to say, what is the flow? Go with the flow is what I like to say, right? You want to kind of have a confident angle of that, we like to say sentiment. Sentiment is the word we like to use, right? You want to be able to go to the chart and say, okay, what is the current state of the market, right? If that's hard to identify, then it's good to just stay patient Stay patient because you progress as a trader. Trust me. Over time, you get better. You get better at reading the charts. You get better at reading the charts. The more you spend on the charts, the more you read them, right? So it's definitely an interesting market that you're going to be involved in this year, especially if you're a new trader. Especially in the next 4 years, like especially this year, I say, because it's like just starting, right, with Trump's presidency, and you can already see like he's going pretty hard in the first couple of weeks, right? So there's still a lot of uncertainty. With that being said, gold, for those who don't really know too much about gold, right, and maybe some of its properties and what it's been, right? It's always been looked at as a store of value, a safe haven asset. So if you look up safe haven asset, that's something people will flock to in times of uncertainty, when there's maybe bad things going on in the world, right? Gold, it's always been like that, right? Our market cap for gold is really close to $20 trillion sitting right now, current price. Bitcoin, just under 2 trillion. Like, there's a big difference there in terms of money. You got 10x the difference there. I mean, at this point, you got to understand. So it's like the market's trying to find. The market wants buys. That's what like the market. If you've been with me for the last couple of weeks, some of the language, some of the sentence I've said, the market like wants buys, right? It's finding more demand for buy setups. These sells, you could sit on your hands and wait for them to happen, right? They come, they will come. These bigger dips, like they come. And when you're in a buying market, when you're in an uptrend, it's not always about being attack mode, being, chasing every move. It's waiting, like sitting on your hands and watching, observing, like waiting for those moves to happen when you're in an uptrend. When you're in an uptrend, like if you're watching gold through the week, it might have, on the 4 hour, a couple good setups a week. We just saw a situation right now. In the last couple hours, we just saw it, where you could see they're literally buying the dip, because hours ago the market it's digesting this news, and then tomorrow it's gonna be interesting. Maybe how London session, or New York tomorrow. We weren't on for New York this morning. I wish I was, cause probably would have been taking buys 2,900. To be honest, I looked after and I was like, damn, that's why. So I can't sleep in some days. But I made up for myself. For myself, like I'm mad at myself because I know I would have made some good money today. This morning, I'm mad at myself because I know I would have been buying this morning. So I'm mad at myself because I missed out on something there that I could have maximized on. We're in profit. And like maybe not like I in a market like this, because I know the buys, like the buys I've been taking go with the trend, so I don't try always looking at them. Like if it goes up 80 pips in profit, if you're watching it, and you see it pull back 20 pips, 30 pips, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, you're gonna want to close the trade, right? The more you look at the screen or the trade while you're in a trade, the more you might be facing like emotions. Like the more you might make it emotional for yourself. You might see a trade, you might be up $250 on a trade, and the next thing you know, it pulls back to $150, and you're like, oh my gosh, I gotta close the trade. What if it comes back to like this, right? Like, so we know, like if you've been paying attention, we know like we've been wanting to look for buys. That's the way the market's trading, right? The buys, that's the direction. In a market like this, it's trying to let your winners run till break even. Like that could be the worst case. And even if, like, let's say you're trying to let a winner run, there's a quote in trading. You can look up a trading quote. It's called "Let your winners run." We're in a trending market, and that honestly has been a good strategy for literally like the last, you guys have seen it. So if you catch good entries, you consider like, okay, for me, if I catch a buy, maybe I catch an entry here and it goes down, and I catch another entry and then it pushes into profit. after a big buy the dip. Maybe I catch some entries, push up in profit. Worst case scenario could be break even, but even on break even, it's like, okay, let me see if it comes back, if, there's still an entry available. Or maybe, okay, it hits my break even, let me wait 30 minutes to an hour and see if another entry sets up. Yeah, I'm a trader. I look at the chart every 5 minutes. Yeah, like there's levels to things too, obviously. Like you gotta have time. If you want like 5 minute, yeah, like scalping, looking at the 5 minute chart all the time, that could be time consuming as well. That's why I just focus on gold, because it can take up some time, because gold can move. New York session, Tokyo session, and London session. All right. Gold has all around movement. It's very versatile, we like to say. With its movement, it has volume. So like you'll see big move. Like look at what's happening in these hours, right? Because there could be news in these hours. These are later Tokyo hours. We're in the Tokyo session, Sydney Tokyo session. These hours you can have movement, or even coming into these hours. Gold can move all around. You got Japan, New Zealand, Australia, Tokyo, Singapore, Asia, whole market. And then you got the London market, UK, Europe. And then you got your US market. So it's like different opening times where volume comes in. Nice. Yeah, like it's a situation now where it's like it depends. It's kind of up to your personality and your trading style. It's still early in the week. I think if you caught some good trades already this week, it's Monday. It's early in the week, so you got to think about this. Like, if you go study the last like 7 weeks, 6-7 weeks, and you mark Monday, it could go up all week. Every Monday has literally gone up all week on gold after every Monday. So if you go look at gold and you put, I've talked about this, right? You got Monday here, Monday. It's rallied up every week coming into Monday, right? If you go study the charts and you kind of see where Monday is and how the market trades going into Monday. Every week since Christmas. So Mondays have started a trend every week. Every week, Monday has started a trend. My question is it going to do something like this? This one. Where Monday it starts going up, and then it dumps down into New York session, and then boom, boom, trades up. Maybe another scenario, like we kind of just had that realistically. Like we just dumped down. And Monday's finishing soon. Every Monday, the market's gone up the entire week. It's been buys every week. Every week has been buys. They've been buying every week. Buying every week. Buying every week. Buying every week. So in terms of trying to get the most out of something, it's time. It's not like where could it go. It's like I gotta hold this until Wednesday. I gotta hold this till Thursday. Or I gotta hold this till tomorrow. Like in terms of like understanding a strategy like this with the weekly flow, it's understanding that okay, Monday has gone up all week. Monday has gone up all week. If I'm buying on Monday, Tuesday to get the most out of where price could go, if it's trending for the week, I gotta hold it till the next day or for 2 days, right? It can be sometimes thinking like that. Like if you were buying early last week and you held until Wednesday or Thursday, you would have been up. Or if you were buying the week before on Monday and you held till Wednesday, Thursday, you would have been up. Same with the week before. If you were buying Monday and you held till Wednesday or Thursday, you would have been up. And the week before. If you're buying Monday and you held till Wednesday, Thursday, you would have been up. And the week before, if you bought on Monday, I think you guys get the point. So like when you're looking at like Monday, like today is Monday, right? Can the market hold its tone in the trend until the week? Like today's the day to kind of maybe look for that entry. Like it might, some we have entries here, but London session's in a few hours, and I'm wondering if London dips down one more time into New York. Like, what if London session dips down into New York? New York, there's buys. That could always be a scenario too. So I think between now and New York, there's gonna be an entry. I don't know if it's this one, if this is gonna be able to run. Some of you guys might have been able to get there. I don't know if that's break even, if anything, right? Good move for a little bit of time that we've been on. Market moved like $9 there, almost a 100 pip move. So like, I don't know if that'll stick, to be honest, with the time, because London session's in a few hours. London session's going to bring volume. London could try to find a different entry. But I do know between like now and New York, because I'll be on for New York. I'd be kind of scoping for entries between now, maybe New York. Let's see the 5-minute, 1-minute chart. What's market doing here? 30. 1 hour looks like it could close bullish. Definitely seems like more of a buy the dip scenario that happened. So keep an eye. Like, these entries might not be the swing you might be looking for the week. There could be another entry maybe that's found. I took profit, not fully. Like, I still have some small entries, but I closed a good amount. So I closed some good partials there so I could secure some in case it does. That's what I like to do. If I get a good move like that quick and I'm in, I like to close a good 80%, a good amount. Like, in case it does come back to my entry, I can revise it. If it comes back to the entry or lower, it's like I can reevaluate if, okay, buys are still maybe looking good. But you gotta think, like, it could flush out. What if New York tomorrow's a buy, or London session even today? Maybe it's still gonna hold. Like, this area would be nice. You could see where he tapped into there. But for now, don't know how long we're gonna be on. It's like a break and retest too. If you're looking at simple, technical stuff, previous resistance, breaks above, makes a new high, comes right down, right back into the wick rejection. So it could try to realistically hold this. It still could try to hold this or this whole area. Be interesting to see where prices London or even New York tomorrow. That was a good trade, real quick. Does that stick? I don't know. It's too early. I think with London session coming in a few hours, you gotta see. So we go 4 hour. We got way back here. Let's see if we go way. It's still like, even on 4 hour. Look at like bit of resistance here. Interesting market. Now, way below that is like way down here, pretty far away. So see that red candle? I'm talking about this red candle right here. This red candlestick right here. Right? It's bearish candlestick, but the market didn't go down after it. The market went up. So that candlestick kind of becomes a support in a way. That area. Market broke above there. That red candlestick kind of becomes like, that maybe potential support area right there on the 4 hour. Below that, if the market gets below that, it's taking out these lows, right? It would then take out these lows and trade back kind of into here, right? And it would probably be in a buy the dip scenario. So there's like a support, like 29.10, all between 2900 and 29.10 there. that I personally would see if we still maintain and stay above there, bullish. So as long as we stay above 2900, 2910, still more bullish on gold. If we do break down there, then I'll reevaluate for another setup. If we break underneath there, I'll reevaluate for, okay, let's see what the market's doing, where it's trading into, fair value gap potentially. No, but previous highs, resistance. If it breaks below that zone, goes down, I'll potentially look for another setup, or like a different condition, like a different sentiment. Like right now, I'm like, okay, for now, I think as long as we stay above 2900, 2910, I think we'll maintain more bullish dominance. If that doesn't, that scenario or that, situation for the market, that's like my plan A. Stay above 2910, stay above 2900. If that doesn't play out, reevaluate what happens when price goes if price goes underneath there. If price goes underneath there, maybe it's something to reevaluate for another possible setup at these previous highs. You can see previous resistance here to the left, right, that we broke out of. All right. So even under there, you got two zones basically. Want to see if tonight, London session, or New York session tomorrow, we can stay above 2900. If we don't, then expect price to probably go below it, back to that previous resistance. You have another resistance over there, and it's maybe an area to keep an eye on for the week. That was good. That was good. Some of you guys caught lower. Like, yeah, like break even. Like, so there's a quote. I talk about it in one of my videos. So if you go on YouTube, there's a video I posted beginning of the year. I think it was the first video of the year. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. There's a lot of videos that you can check out on my channel on a lot of the things I talk about even on here. Some of the, things in terms. Some of the language I'd say you hear me talk on these sessions. You go to those videos. There's a lot of videos. There's a good amount. Check them out. Especially if you're a new trader. Maybe this is your first year trading. First time dabbling into Forex, the charts, the markets. It kind of just takes learning the language, hearing things over and over again, because it gets to a point where like one topic, you can talk about so much on one topic. There's just layers like support and resistance. At a certain point, it's not always about learning so many different strategies. It's about just the same thing, understanding the same thing over and over again. If you go to trading plan video, go watch that video. There's actually some really key nuggets in that video. I would recommend watching that. That is a really good video if you're looking for some mindset, some discipline, and just perspective. Go watch that video and take the notes, like listen to the things I'm talking about. It's a pretty long video. It's 21 minutes, so there's a lot of info in there, like on quote, like different just mindset, discipline, psychology. There's a part in there where I'm talking about like letting your winners run. You'll often hear traders say that, like that's how you maximize. How you maximize in your trading is by trying to maybe go through a phase of maybe just letting your winners run longer than you usually do. Maybe that's something to practice. So traders will often talk about it. You might go through in your trading different months where you're like, okay, I'm going to practice doing this month more, right? So like this month I'm going to focus on trying to do a little bit more of this better. Maybe this month I'm going to let my winners run more than I did last month and see kind of what that does for my trading, right? Maybe different months you could kind of go into the market like that, like letting your winners run. especially the trades maybe that go into profit quickly or that, you know, hit good. You'll hear a lot of traders talk about that though. That might be something maybe not for everyone. You might be good at scalping and just taking trades every day through the week and just getting in and out. Okay, tomorrow's a new day. Let me do the same thing today. It doesn't matter about how many pips you catch. It's just getting in and out. Collectively, they add up. I mean, if you're a trader that takes trades through the month or through the weeks of the month, I have this video playing. Let me cut that. But yeah, go watch that video. It's the one I posted literally first week of January. If you haven't seen that one. So for everyone, it might be different. Like you might have, like, yeah, you go look at even the quote, like let your winners run quote. They say a lot about, like a lot of top traders, professional traders, old guys talk about this. Maybe you can go look up some of these quotes. Warren Buffett talks about it. This guy, Peter Lynch, says selling your winners and holding your losers is like cutting the flowers and watering the weeds. Because you'll see me in that video. So someone asked a question. So I'm going into this. You'll hear me talk in that video. I think it says right here. Where is it? Because there's two parts to this where I pull up like two different parts. And I talk about how most traders hold their losing trades longer than their winning trades. So you think about a trade that goes in profit that you take and it goes in profit and you're like, oh, I'm up profit close. Most traders don't do that for their losing trades. Like most traders aren't comfortable with like, oh, I'll just take a quick $20 L. Oh, I'll just take a quick $50 L. Oh, I'll just take a quick $5 L. And just, you know, look for another entry later. Most traders are uncomfortable with doing that. So most traders hold their losing trades longer than their winning trades. I talk about it in this video. That's why he says this about that's cutting the, you know, like watering the weeds. Yeah. Watering the weeds. That's how you get yourself in the weeds. So they'll often say like, let your winner, and this is the quote I literally talk about in that video. Risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. That's a good one. In this business, if you're good, you're right 6 out of 10 times. You're never going to be right 9 out of 10. I agree to disagree sometimes. Man, I just went on a banger. But not all the time. He's right. You can't treat the market like if you do 100% in a day. I don't know what I did today. I did more than 100% today. I deposited $2,900, made $4,800 profit. That's a good ROI. You can't, like, when you do that, it's like take profit. Like the best thing to do when you do these types of flips is like just take profit. Because if I did it with 10K, I'd be up like 20 racks right now. If I deposited like 5K, I think I would probably have a heavier lot size. So I mean, analysis for tonight is kind of just like pretty straightforward. Kind of like if you guys were on, what night was it last week? It was a night last week. It was similar. I think it was Thursday night. It was one of the nights last week. Yeah, let your winners run. They talk about this and in the video, go watch this video because I say like pip and dip is like when you quit going to profit, but like scalping, you can cut your losses early. Like you could take a loss that's like, I can afford this, and it's like, okay, like, yeah, like it didn't work out like it usually does. Maybe like when you're scalping, you're getting good entries, they go quickly into profit. And you're in a trade for 20 minutes and not much is going on. Okay, let me close it quickly. Like you don't have to hold a trade till your stop loss. This is also the thing that a lot of new traders forget. A stop loss is your maximum risk. The point where this is the max I'm willing to risk. Like, if it gets here, I'm wrong. Like, if it gets to this stop loss, I'm wrong, basically. Right? Your maximum risk. Not necessarily that you have to hold a trade to your stop loss every single time. Like, you could maybe your stop loss is $50 and you're holding a trade, and next thing you know, it's not doing much, and you take a minus $20 L. That can be kind of what like they talk about in the sense of like most traders hold their losing trades longer than their winning trades. It's kind of an ego thing, fear of letting the loss go, fear of missing out. So if you could look at your trade history, maybe, and you know, something to evaluate for each person. Look at your trade history month by month. Look at your trade history and, you know, pay attention to when you got in the trade, when you exit the trade. Could you have held it on a little bit longer? If most of the trades you take, you have that problem, then the only way to really fix it is by just kind of remembering letting my winners run till break even. Practicing that and seeing how it goes. Like practicing, okay, everyone's wondering. I'm wondering what crypto is gonna do now. We're in February. The market has fear. We got the fear. We got fear back in the market. We haven't been at fear since like October, end of September, middle of September. So September, October. Also in like July at one point. So we got the fear sentiments back in the market. If you're holding on to meme coins, if you're holding on to just altcoins, you might be really feeling that fear. It might be hurt. Might be feeling that bleeding out. Altcoins, meme coins, man. They took even all your major meme coins, big dips, big down. Like, so this is down 58%. Bitcoin's down from its high. At the most, it went 16%, but right now, from the high, it's down 11% from its highest point. 11%. So if you're into meme coins, it's like there's a difference. Even altcoins, like I like HBAR, it's Firecoin. It's down. It went down 55%. Right now, it's down 41% from the high. Bitcoin, right? So the fear is mainly in. Now the fear, a lot of it's coming from a lot of these altcoins, Ethereum as well. Ethereum still down and has had a big drop. Last time we seen a drop this big was literally here. Dumped, lost 40, almost 50% of its value since $4,000. That, a lot of fear in there. When you look at fear is, so if you look at like crypto on a big scale, long term, this is called the Fear and Greed Index. CRO coin. What's CRO? Oh, is that crypto.com or cause? They rebranded it, no? That's crypto.com, right? Oh, Whiff too, man. Whiff. Whiff took a hit. The biggest, man. That was my dog for a while, and now my dog it came all the way back to an imbalance on the weekly and a fair value gap on the weekly. All the way back. Came to one. I was like, it's not gonna come back to that, is it? It literally did. It literally came back to the only one on the weekly. Like, holy, that was my dog. And the monthly. I came back to a fair value gap on the weekly and monthly. That was my dog. That dog hit $5. I'm still holding the dog. Whiff took a huge hit. Like Damn, I'm still holding my coins. Am I gonna buy more? I don't know. Maybe like $500, $1,000 worth. No, I have a good amount because it's literally back where I bought it, like back in the March. It's literally back to where it was last February. I found it March last year, wrote it up, bought more here, wrote it up. So I think I gotta maybe chip in a little bit. um, it came back to literally where it was a year ago. So did Ethereum. So did a lot of coins. A lot of coins are literally exactly where they were like last February, March. Not Jasmine. Jasmine's not. Not everything, but a lot of things are literally like Ethereum came to where it was last February. Do I trade Bitcoin as much as I trade gold? Nah. Maybe on certain months I might lock in on it. Like if we start trending, then I'll lock in on it. If we get February, March, if it starts trending, I'll lock in on it. Like when it starts moving trending, then I lock in on it. That's when I like trading it. Or on buy the dip situations. Like it has to be like a good buy the dip, like in New York. It has to be something. I'll look at it every day. So like I'll look at it every day. So once in a while I'll be able to spot like, yo, this is potentially a good setup, good buy the dip. It's been pretty chilling. But no, I have strategies like that can, like right now I'm just locked in on gold. I could teach some good scalping or day trading or swing trading strategies on Bitcoin. Different styles and different like characteristics. I could teach that stuff. Maybe not now because that would take like hours. We've been on for an hour, a bit over an hour already. But we'll definitely touch up on those topics here. Something I'm like, there's a lot I'm going to be teaching if you're in my inner circle. Our first training starts in a couple weeks. That's where the fear's at. Some of you guys like alts feeling it, memes feeling it. Some of the majors though, like Bitcoin, Solana, but ETH is a major. It's feeling it. Solana's not, it came down. Solana's down, but we got to recognize it went to like $300. So still up. Bitcoin, it's down, but I recognize it went up here. And yeah, it's down, but overall it's up. To me, it looks like the market's like starting one of these little weird phases here, like what you had here. Kind of sketchy. If you look at what the market did before it came to 100K, it accumulated sideways for like months down here. So you kind of see like that same kind of sideways build up forming a bit. From like way down here, you could see how the market was just in this like sideways range. But overall, like dragging down slowly. Like still like dragging down slowly, going down, going down. So like here, there was like a nice here, nice structure shift started to happen in the market. So a lot of people have been questioning, is this one right here with this? Does this hold? Like really, a lot of people, I've seen a lot of charts on Twitter. Tomorrow night, we'll do one of those calls where I pull up like a bunch of crypto updates and stuff, crypto news. We'll have a lot. Seen a chart, a good one, and I don't know if I have it, but it was seen on my phone. I think I saved it. Like Bitcoin is an asset that could just move at any time. So gold's taking the lead right now from the looks of it, right? And that's what happened actually. So if we kind of like put Bitcoin and gold next to each other real quick. Yeah, some of you guys made money on this stream. Fire. Solid. Pip and dip. So where's my gold chart? I might have to, yeah, this one. So let's kind of remove drawings, back it up a bit. Like gold's ahead of Bitcoin. Obviously, price is a huge difference, but gold is way ahead of it. Like if you look at like here, so if we go here on both, like gold's on the right, Bitcoin's on the left, right? Look at my crosshair. Might be able to see the crosshair. Maybe I can make it thicker. Crosshair thicker. We can make it red for now. There. See my crosshair, for instance? Like so, it's the same time for both charts. So if you look at like gold, for instance, versus Bitcoin, like gold has been moving ahead of it. They've both been moving together in a way. But if we go to the green, like the green shaded area, I'll take my camera off, for instance, just for a minute for this part. All right. So the crosshair is the same time. Just know that the crosshair that you see on both sides, it's the same date, same time. So consider gold gold is on the right, Bitcoin's on the left. I'm going over some key stuff right now, because when it comes down to something called a wealth spillover, like a wealth spillover, a lot of things spill over, like one asset to another. So you can see, like, while Bitcoin was going through like consolidation down sideways, gold has been going up. So while Bitcoin was literally here, where my crosshair is, gold's starting a bullish breakout. Now you can see where we are right now. Like, look at gold, whereas what Bitcoin's been doing, right? Interesting phase right now. I think eventually this will catch out of this. This will catch out of this. Some verbiage there. I think eventually, like, it'll come out of this. It'll break out. That's one thing I've noticed. We could go more in depth on this and go back, and you could compare the two, but you could see it right here. I think this is good enough to see like how gold, while Bitcoin was going kind of sideways for months, weeks, months, gold was breaking out to the upside. Right, you had Bitcoin sideways while gold was going up all through that time. So you're getting that right now as well, right? Right, you're getting that right now. Like here you got gold. Like look at Bitcoin right now. You know how it's been trading, whereas gold is just pushing up. So that's pretty interesting. Who knows how long this will last for Bitcoin. Maybe it takes some news, something, U.S. Reserve, but time more. It's a time asset with supply and halving and everything that goes on with it. February, March is typically by March. So that's what us crypto people been anticipating. Although it's not doing it so far. The month usually like a month in crypto doesn't go up the entire month. It usually has like days of going up. So if you go on Bitcoin, let's go to just one chart now. Go look at like October and November, months where the market was really increasing. It didn't have the majority of its gains were made in so many days. Like the majority of its up movement was made in so few days compared to how much time is in the month. All right, so we're gonna see how we finish going into March. We got a couple weeks. It's only February 10th, starting the month off on the negative, on the red. Historically, we've seen some good Februaries, and so we've seen some good Marches in crypto overall. And then usually at the end of the year, September going into October, November, by December is another good time. So we're going to see, like, something I got my eyes glued to now that we're kind of bracing past that first week of February last week with NFP. All it really takes is one day where this thing moves $5,000 up, and it's like, whoa, we're at 1,000, 103,000 above 100K. So see, it's definitely a roller coaster that crypto is. We'll go back to gold real quick before we wrap it up. I mean, like I kind of already went over, possibly like a buy the dip scenario is setting up maybe for London. I'll put this chart in Discord. I forgot to put the chart earlier. Those market opens with gold. I usually like chill sometimes Sundays. Like, don't gotta look at the market. But the market opens with gold have been, phew, gotta be on those market opens now with gold apparently. Nice day. 4,800 US. I live in Canada. I don't look at it as for Canadian. Like, you know, the Canadian currency is, what's that, 1.43? Oh, yeah. Nice day. Decent day. But USD CAD, man, what's this pair going to do? Trade wars. This affects Canada. US, the steel and aluminum. This affects Canada, so now I'm like, man, is USD CAD gonna go down? If Canada gets impacted, USD CAD could shoot up. It's at USD CAD's at a level it hasn't been at in a while. Pretty long time. Like every 4 years it comes here. Like for the last, since 2016. Damn. This chart, this isn't the full chart. Oh, and I gotta go to the full chart. Canada was lit down here. Like lit. Yeah, USD CAD's at a level it hasn't been in a while. If you're Canadian, you don't want it to go above this level. If you live in Canada, you really don't want it to go above this 145, 150, closer to 150 if you live in Canada. That's not good if you live in Canada. Depending with this trade war stuff, like that could cause the breakout above this level. Like the trade wars could cause a breakout above this level. It's obviously a high resistance. Like it hasn't been here in 4 years. 4 years from that to high level. Look what it's been doing here. It's crazy price action. Like this is crazy what it's doing here at this level. It's like sideways and then up, down. It's pretty crazy what this pair is doing right now. It looks like maybe an accumulation distribution. Like we wouldn't want, if you're in Canada, you wouldn't want it to go through that green zone, like break above it. You would want sells if you're in Canada. That's why I'm like I want to look for shorts. I'm like maybe there's a swing trade loading up and it holds. If you're in Canada, you want shorts. We want shorts on this thing, but trade wars could fuel this to break up, and this might be interesting currency pair to watch. And pay attention to what happens with this more. That's what's gonna maybe fuel it. If they ease it off, I know Canada and U.S. are in some negotiations for energy as well. This is metals, steel. There's remember there's energy, metal, like interesting where USD CAD is, to say the least. High level. If you like that pair, maybe something to watch. Yeah. Do I like CRO? Someone asked. I forgot to get back on. I think that's Kronos now. Might. Last time I saw it, what was it at? I was gonna buy some when I made some money on Trump coin. I was literally gonna convert some of my makings on that actually, and I was like, I'll just chill. I used to have like 100,000 of those coins. I used to have like 100,000 of those coins. Everyone, when it was crypto.com, right? When that came out, everyone was buying it. The crypto.com coin. I think Los Angeles, right? They got crypto.com arena. It's still called crypto.com arena, right? If they imagine they change the name, I haven't looked into that partnership. Imagine they change the name and then crypto.com arena. I know Los Angeles wants to be like a smart city in some years. Crazy. You don't say anything there. Yeah, like crypto.com arena, that's Los Angeles. I used to have like 100,000 of these tokens. I remember buying this years ago when it came out because the hype was around crypto.com arena, but then it dumped. I mean, if you're buying, this is, it depends on like the brand's good, like crypto.com arena, what it is, it's an arena. That partnership, as long as they don't change the name on the arena, I think you're good. That would suck. That would be like a rug pull. Whoa, they changed the name to something else. Like, I don't know. It's obviously low in price. Like, if you're looking at where it's been, how long it's been around for, it's only been around since 2022, 2021, going into 2022. So that's really not a lot of time for crypto. Like, short term in crypto is 4 years, right? Because you get bearish, bullish. You get a lot of cycles in 4 years. So to really see if this thing has time to withstand, you need time like that because it's been low for a while, some years. Yeah, LA Kings, LA Lakers. I don't know what else, other teams. I just know LA Kings, LA Lakers. Luka, basketball just got interesting, man. We were talking about that, the Luka, he's better than 95%. So look, without LeBron, pre-Tokyo tomorrow. Yeah, we'll be on 10 p.m. tomorrow. We'll be on New York. I wasn't on New York this morning. Sorry about that. It's gonna take me like a month or two to get used to this new schedule of mine. Like once I get used to it, I'm pretty quick to getting used to like things. I got the game right there. Pre-Tokyo tomorrow. Yeah, we'll be on these hours tomorrow. We'll be on New York session tomorrow, and these hours tomorrow. So twice tomorrow. Tariffs next month too. Yeah, I think as long as they kind of stay that name, like think about it, it's a solid name, so that's pretty concrete. If they maybe stay there 10 years, like. Look at Apple and like how long Apple's been around, what it is now. Even Netflix, like if you bought Netflix 10 years ago or 15, if you bought Netflix like when it came out and held long term, like not financial advice, just kind of like opinion from what you asked. Maybe you're holding the coin, that's why you're asking. Yeah, I would say as long as like someone said in the chat. They got Luka at the Lakers now. Luka and LeBron. So, crypto.com arena. They probably do a lot of like ads and spot like on the jumbotron, crypto.com, buy this, get probably watching the games because FTX. What happened in Miami? I lived in Miami for a bit. Like I was staying there, and FTX Arena came around, and then FTX collapsed. I don't know what it's called now. And when this coin came out, it was like peak. It was in bear stage. This has gone really through bear stage. This wasn't really around. It had a bull, like it did have a bull, but the bull was quick, bear. Maybe this is all accumulation here. You got, if you like looking at structures. It's funny because I was literally thinking about when I saw it at 14 cents. I was like, I remember this coin being like $1 because I used to have like almost 100. I had over 100,000 of these tokens. I remember this coin being almost $1. I saw it at 14 cents the other day, and not the other day, like when the Trump coin mania a couple weeks ago. So I was like, maybe I'll keep it on my radar since someone just said in the chat and reminded me of it. Maybe JPY pairs. I don't look at really Forex that much. Kind of bores me. It's kind of boring now. Do I have any of those here? Like, do I even have JPY pairs? like, no, I don't. I don't know, because I don't really focus on that market. Like, I know gold. So JPY, that's not really my jazz. Some people are really like, if you can get good with JPY pairs, you can they're good. If you can get like Euro JPY, AUD JPY, GBP JPY, man, my first years of trading, even if you go back on my Facebook, I used to always trade AUD JPY and Euro JPY. Now I can't even look at them the same. Like now, because I'm just so on gold, I can't even look at those things. AUD JPY, like yeah, I gotta get back to nah. I'm just kind of just so glued to gold now. Like when you get good at you don't have to. Comes down to what you're good at too. Like I recognize I'm good at gold. I understand it. I'm good at making money on it. So I'm like, let me just focus on what I'm good at rather than trying to master everything. Back in the day, I used to trade GBP, JPY a lot. I would stay up for London because I worked a job. So I'll tell you guys here's what I used to do. I would go. I have some lines marked on it. It likes the quarters and it still likes hold, not it still likes tradition, the things that I do on gold. Like I could teach really well on GBP JPY if I put together because I used to trade it religiously, and I could do really good lessons and teach you guys it. I just don't trade it. I do really good lessons on JPY. You could put every 100 pips, and then use the middle as kind of like a threshold as well. Like put a line every 100 pips on JPY, like GBP JPY, every 100 pips, every 100 pips, every 100 pips, every 100 pips, and then use the center, so like the 5 in the middle, which works really good. You could put every 100 pip, whole numbers, kind of like $10 for $10, like every $10 and every $5 kind of concept for gold. You can do every 100 pips and every 50 pips for GBP JPY. These boring ass currency pairs, someone said literally. Nah, GBP JPY moves though. That's a currency pair that moves. Like it'll move. Like JPY pairs can move because they have that JPY in them. Japan. Yeah, like whole numbers. If you take what I teach you on gold and kind of look at the whole numbers, you'll see a lot on GBP JPY. But back in the day, I like trade GBP because my schedule with work. When I first started trading, I would go to work. I would get home really late at night. So I'd get home really, really late. A lot of times around these hours. Literally, I would get home around these hours. Or maybe 30 minutes from now. I would get home. 11:30, midnight. Because I would work from like 12 to 10 or 1 p.m. to 10 or something like that. So it'd take me a little bit to get home. So I'd come home, and London session is kind of around the corner when you're getting home at these midnight. You eat, you do your thing, shower. So I would look at GBP JPY a lot when I first started trading. $32 in profits, but swap is 2,900. What? Imagine. Well, I didn't know about gold then. Like, I didn't know like how gold moved then too, right? Like, I didn't know about gold and its volatility, its volume. With GBP JPY, you want to be like looking at the how gold has the 5s? GBP JPY has the 5s too, like the 50s. So the 50s work really well if you go on GBP JPY, the 50s. Now, just like we know, gold isn't always perfect with the 5s and 10s either. It's not because it's a frequent pair, but the 50s work really well. If you look at the 50s, so the quarters, even 75s. I often see a lot of reactions at the 50s, or even just like gold, like the zeros, right? Like every 100 pips, right? I'm only putting the 50s on because if we also had the 100 pips, there'd be a lot of lines right now. So you can actually have a lot of lines. Like the 50s work really well. You'll often see so the 0.50s. Like, so if you notice what I'll take the camera off for a minute. $187.50, 188, so 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. Oops. There you go. 0.5. Oops. Line different ones on your charts. Line the 50s or the zeros even. You might see the zeros more, but they can also work as zones. You'll see a lot of reactions off of these on GBP JPY. If those don't hold, typically like you're gonna see like right here is in the middle, but that's right around 189, a zero. 189, a zero. So like in the middle is your zeros. These work good on GBP JPY. I remember I used to study these all the time. I used to study the 25s, the 50s, the 75s all the time on this pair, and they worked well for me. Gold looks like sell, someone said. Could be like, I mean, 920 sells at 920. I wouldn't personally. I don't want to sell it. I'd rather just let it go down. Look for entries. Like if it goes down, whatever, miss the sell. Like maybe look for an entry, like we kind of did coming onto this session. But yeah, guys, we're gonna wrap it up in a little bit. Hope you guys enjoyed the sesh. I'm still more bullish on gold. We're obviously gonna do an update tomorrow morning for a New York session, and we'll be live tomorrow night. I'm still more bullish on price action. I think for London session, I'll be trying to look for another buy entry. I think there's more demand, right? Since it's Monday, like this is what hit the market to start Monday, so I think there's still time left in the week to maybe see if more demand still comes into the market, like we literally saw last week. I like volatility too. So someone asked why don't I like volatility? You know, volatility. Like in the beginning, volatility might seem scary, right? It's like it could be a double-edged sword. Some may call it. But me, like with experience, I like volatility, and gold brings that, right? To each their own. Currency pairs don't have as much volatility, but like with lot sizes, like you don't need to catch a big move if you have a big lot size on a currency pair and you're accurate on it. Like gold, if you take a buy on Euro USD, you're probably not gonna go down 20 pips in 5 minutes, right? Or you know, like kind of like that, or like gold, like a currency pair, you know, it's not gonna move 100 pips randomly like gold, or you know, it's not gonna move $5, $10 back and forth. Like currency pair has that stability, to where if I take a trade, you know, I'm not gonna go on a huge drawdown or a potential drawdown before it moves as much. Like that's why I like to use the whole numbers for gold, because they could serve as areas. You know, you're in a currency pair and you buy, it's not gonna, you know, be like as volatile as gold. It's more stable. So as you get used to volatility, you know, gold, when you get used to gold and you kind of understand it, it's quicker. I still think we potentially go up to tonight, maybe going into tomorrow. Maybe it's London bullish. If it's London bullish, that's nice. If it's London bearish, then New York bullish potentially. I want to see if we stick above 2900, 2910 area, but I'm going to wrap it up for the night, guys. We'll be on in the morning. That's going to be pretty much it for the day here, or the night. Hope you guys enjoyed this session. We'll be back. We'll be back in the morning. We'll be back for New York session, probably around like 7:30. I have it scheduled for 7, but I'll probably be like between 7, 7:30. We'll be live. New York session tomorrow, so New York time, 7:30. Tomorrow. And then same time tomorrow night. But yeah, peace out, peace out, peace out, peace out. I'll see everybody next session. 7:30, be there, be square.
It's